I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I've wanted to make this video for a long time, but every time I try and film it on the plane when I'm picking my seat on a Southwest flight, it's too noisy, it's chaotic. I'm trying to find my seat, but I want to share this information because it's very helpful, especially if you're one of the first people on the plane and you can pick where you sit. And the reason I found this to be so beneficial is because no one likes sitting next to somebody on an airplane. The seats are cramped, it's tight, you want a little bit of room, you want some elbow room, stretch out a little bit, but that hardly ever happens if the whole row gets taken up. So how do you avoid someone taking up the whole row? Now, you have people who will put the bag on the seat. You know, that's a classic move, or they'll like lean over, you know, like they're saving it for a friend. Not always kosher on a Southwest flight. Sometimes the flight attendants will say, hey, please take that bag down, and you just are kind of being a jerk about it because really it is first come, first serve on Southwest, which I prefer. I actually like the way Southwest does their boarding. I think it's a lot faster and smooth than the way some of the other airlines do it, where you have your assigned seats. But that's beside the point. The real tip or the secret is where to sit if you're one of the first people on. Now, I'm A-list, so I'm in that first group where I pretty much can sit wherever I want on the plane. Now, there's a lot of people who go for the seats right up front. Obviously, that's a good move because you get off the plane pretty quick once you land. But almost all, I'd say 9 times out of 10, those seats always fill up quickly. People are willing to sit in the middle just to be at the front of the plane. Now, what happens? The front seats get full and people start moving towards the back. If you sit, I would say about 3/4 of the way back, maybe between halfway past the plane, so just past the because everyone goes for that emergency exit row, a little bit extra leg room. I personally don't like that row because sometimes there's the backpack is too far away under the seat, and I like to have my phone chargers and stuff in there, so I don't like that. But if you like the leg room, you can obviously go there. But that also a very popular zone. People fill in, they fill up all those seats. You're gonna be cramped, you're not gonna have the elbow room. Just past halfway, about 3/4 of the way, but maybe a little bit further than 3/4 of the way. Sometimes it's like aisle 16, but I can't say the specific aisle because every plane is different. They have different amounts of seats. So it's past halfway, but not quite 3/4 of the way. That is the sweet zone. That's where you want to sit. Pick your aisle seat, pick your window seat, whatever it is. Pick there, because what happens is people fill up the front, they fill up those emergency exit rows, and then they start looking for the leftovers. And they trickle to the back. And if you're just past that halfway point, they think there's better things still to come, right? Towards the back of the plane. And so they'll go to the back, and then the back starts filling up towards the center. And if you're lucky and it's not a full flight, usually that sweet zone isn't full. So that's my tip. This has worked for me pretty much any time the flight isn't full. It's worked for me. You'll see plenty of other rows. They all get filled up. You know, 3 on this side, 3 on that side. And I'm sitting here with nobody next to me because I picked that spot. Now, it's a little inconvenient because when you're deboarding, you know, once you land, you have to wait a little bit, but everyone's going to the same place. Everyone's going to pick up their bags no matter what. The bags are going to arrive at the same time for everyone, so there's really no rush in getting off. If you sit there, like past halfway, a little bit front of 3/4, you'll hopefully get that extra elbow room. Now, if the flight's full and every seat's taken, obviously you're not going to be lucky enough to do that. And if you're, not in the A-list or, early boarding period, then you may not be lucky as well. That seat might already be taken by somebody else. But I've seen plenty of times where even like B-list, and I don't want to say C-list, because by C-list, that's pretty much middle seats left over. But B, definitely those zones being totally open. So that's my little secret on where to sit on a Southwest flight if you have the ability to pick your seat. If you pick that area, chances are people are gonna take up the seats in front of you or behind you, and hopefully you'll have some room to stretch out and get that elbow room that you desperately want and need on a flight, especially if it's a long flight. You wanna just be able to relax and fly in comfort, and that's how you do it.